haven't always been like they are today. The first bike was invented in 1817, only 34 years after Australia was colonised, by Baron Vos Drees to help him get around the royal gardens. It was called the walking machine. In 1861, it was two French brothers, Ernest and Pierre Michiot, who thought of fixing cranks and pedals to the front of a hobby horse bicycle. This made it faster and easier to ride. One of the most famous bikes in history is the penny farthing, invented in 1871 by a British inventor called James Starley. It had a front wheel of approximately 60 inches in diameter. This was probably the first bike that was not just for pleasure, but for transport. The penny farthing was more comfortable, but the hardtide safety was so much more safe. It was invented in 1885 by a British inventor, John Starley. John was the nephew of James Starley, the inventor of the penny farthing. Over the past about 15 years, bikes have been made to suit people, but before then you had to suit the bike. The road bike is used for riding on road, usually longish distances. The mountain bike is used for riding off-road, usually on dirt trails. The BMX can be used for two different things. It can be used for racing on usually a dirt track, or it can be used for tricks at usually a skate park. A cyclocross bike is a bike which looks a lot like a road bike, except it has knobbly tyres and a stronger frame. A track bike is a bike with no brakes and a fixed wheel, so you can't stop pedaling. These bikes are ridden on velodromes, which are tracks with steep banks. Cycling became a sport basically as soon as modern-day bike was invented. There are many tours. Almost every country has one. Australia's one is Tour Down Under. The other big tours are Giro d'Italia, Tour of Italy, Volta a España, Tour of Spain, and the Paris-Roubaix, which is a race along the cobblestones. The biggest tour in the world is the Tour de France, which is a race which has had 101 editions. The tour started in 1903, but because of the war it had to be stopped for 10 years. On July 1st, 1903, 60 men lined up for the very first Tour de France. The tour went for 2,428 kilometres over 6 stages. The winner was Maurice Garin, and a French rider. He completed it in 94 hours, 33 minutes and 14 seconds. The 2014 tour went for 3,663.5 kilometres over 21 stages. The winner was Vincenzo Nibali, an Italian cyclist who did it in 89 hours, 59 minutes and 6 seconds. There are 5 different classifications. The overall winner, this is the person who has the fastest time. The points classification is for the sprinters. The King of the Mountain classification is awarded to the best climber. The youth classification is awarded to the rider under 26 with the fastest time. And the team's classification is awarded to the team with the total fastest time. Over time there have been many great cyclists. Probably the best of them is Eddy Merckx. A Belgian cyclist, born on the 17th of June 1945. He competed in 7 Tour de France's and won 5 of them. In total, Eddy won 34 stages. After all that winning, he got the nickname the Cannibal. Another of the greats is Cadel Evans. In 2011, he was the first Australian to ever win the Tour de France, after being the runner-up in 2007-2008. He's probably one of the greatest Australian cyclists around today. Jeannie Longo had a very successful career, winning several Olympic gold medals and several world titles in road, track and time trialling. This has made her probably one of the best female cyclists ever. Anna Meares is an Australian track cyclist. She is a 2-time Olympic champion, winning 5 medals, 10-time world champion across 4 disciplines, and 4-time Commonwealth Game champion. Anna recently shaved all her hair off for a charity and raised $20,000.